Well, hello. I'm back, and today we're going to talk about fall leaves and using natural elements in a art journal. So, I love to use different items, different textures, recycled things, tags, just whatever. There's not paper clips, safety pins. And I love just all the textures. I love the sounds. I know that's weird. It's like a weird ASMR thing. I love the feel of different papers. So, today I am going to put some leaves, or for sure a leaf, in this art journal. And I actually went on a hiking trip today and picked up leaves. This was the first day that I noticed actual fall leaves on the ground falling. And so there were some different colors. These have actually been sitting out for several hours, so they're kind of starting to get dry. This one was really fresh. It's really soft. And this was my first one that I picked up, and my favorite, by the way. So I will show you that last year, my granddaughter and I went on a little nature hike, and we picked up leaves to make a page with. This is my page, and it was just a little fun afternoon craft. I really had no actual intention for this page, except that, she loves to do arts and crafts, and so we just decided to do this. But what I wanted to show you is, this was from a year ago, and I used packing tape over it. I had no idea what it was gonna do or how it would react over time. But the colors, some of the colors have faded some, but actually it's done pretty well. They're not as bright as they were, but that's not bad. It's got probably a little bit of mildew maybe, but it hasn't come through or anything, so I'm gonna do it. It's an art journal. It's for fun. This is not anything that I'm going to sell, display. So, it's just, this is a place for me. This is a place for me to work out emotions, I guess you could say. I do some writing in here. I do obviously some art, and so in this one I've got, I've pretty well finished one signature. There are 5. These are called signatures. If you're new to art journal or to bookmaking, these are signatures, and so you can see they're sewn in a book. And if you look at a book that doesn't have pages that are glued in, usually an older book, the pages are sewn in. And so this is a book that I made from an old Reader's Digest condensed book, simply to play in. I consider this a junk journal because it's just got, it does have like junk mail envelopes, it has book pages, it has old art, it has graph paper, it has scrapbook paper, pretty much anything, ledger paper. So I am going to demonstrate this a little bit, but before I even begin to put the leaf in the page, I am going to paint on this background first. I decided to paint a little bit. So here we go. Let me find, this is just some extra, ooh, sorry, I hit the camera there. This is just a little bit of extra paper so I can protect those pages a little bit. Let's use this. So we can protect the other pages in the journal. So I am thinking I'm gonna stick with this little fall theme here. I'm just gonna put a little bit of acrylic paint, just regular acrylic paint, little water, little paint, and we're just gonna go for it here. We're just gonna do some basic mark making with paint. You do not have to know how to paint to make marks with a brush and some paint. I'm telling you, art journaling is one of those things that literally anybody can do. It is, for me, meditative. I think it would be really good for kids who maybe have some ADHD or anxiety. I mean, I truly believe I have ADHD. So this for me is just very meditative, just to make marks on a page. Does not have to be perfect in the least. So, in fact, we're gonna get a little wild here. Let's rinse that brush out. So this is like one of my favorite things to use is gold paint. I'm not gonna let this dry right now. I will let it dry in a few minutes and come back to you, but for right now, I'm just gonna mix this up a little bit and see what happens here. We're gonna just do a little experiment with this. It's a wetter. I've got more wetter. Is that a word? Wetter. I've got more water on my brush right now, and so I'm just kind of slapping it down with this orange paint that isn't dry. I mean, it's starting to dry, but it is definitely not dry. But I want to get a little more coverage. I want it to look a little more painterly and abstract. So I'm just kind of dripping or plopping that down a little bit. Let's get over here. I've covered that up some. All right, so I'm gonna come back to you when this is dry, okay? Okay, we're back. So this is pretty well dry. There's a couple of little wet spots, but I think it's gonna be okay for what I am going to do next. So, plot twist. I bought this. This is a Tim Holtz collage paper. It was on sale at Hobby Lobby this week, and you know, when Hobby Lobby's having a sale, you just gotta go for it. So this is a printed tissue paper. It's literally like a tissue paper that you would use in, say, a package, a gift, and it's maybe a little bit thinner. So I am going to tear. I'm gonna take a little bit of this water, get some of this paint out. I'm gonna take a little bit of this water. I think it will tear a little bit easier. And I'm just gonna take just a little bit here. I don't want a lot, obviously, for this page. I don't know, is that gonna, let's see if that's gonna work for us. So today, this video is, I'm doing as I go. Typically, when I do these YouTube videos, I voice over later. but I decided just to try this in a different way, just to see if it would work. So the sound may not be as great. All right, Liquitex Matte Medium Gel. This stuff is the bomb for to use for your collage, to collage things. So I'm just going to put a little bit out here in this plate. Put that over there so you can see it. I have an older, just a kind of, it's not the greatest brush, but it's kind of messed up, but that's okay. We're going to use it for this. This is what I use it for. So I'm going to put some of this matte medium on the page. You can see how that has dried, and you're going to just put a thin layer there over where this is going to go, and I'm going to try to snug that up right there in the corner. So what's going to happen is when this gets on here and we get this matte medium on here and this dries, the white is really going to kind of disappear. And so that print, the black part is going to remain, and you're going to be able to see this paint through. I'll put a little bit more up here, I think. Let's do right here. I'm just going to tear it. I'm not going to mess with wetting it because that I don't really think that matters too much. And it does not have to. You definitely don't really care if it tears, because once you get it on the page with this matte medium, it is not going to go anywhere. Oh, I got a little paint in that. That's okay. All right, so we're just gonna, I think I want it like this. We're just gonna put that right again up to the edge. Oh, see, I tore it there, but that's okay. It's okay. We're just gonna kind of roll with it, tear it off, not a problem. And then we're gonna take some more matte medium and we're gonna put it over the top of this little guy. And I promise you, when this dries, it's gonna look so cool. I just want to make sure it's down. If you've ever used Mod Podge, this is got a real similar effect. But this Liquitex matte medium professional grade is so nice and thin, and it really does just kind of disappear. So, all right, we're gonna let that little sucker dry, and then we're gonna come back. It is dry, and oh my gosh, I'm gonna pick this up and bring it closer to the camera so you can see how that, it looks like we've just printed that over the top. Isn't that awesome? I love this look so much. I just love the collage look. I love that layered look. It's just great. So I've gone off the rails, obviously, with the little collage paper. I was not intending on using that, but I wanted to try it out. I had just bought that. So yeah, Hobby Lobby. It's $6.99, but it was on sale. I can't remember if it's 40% or half off, but I thought, you know, that's worth it. And I had heard raving things about his scissors, so I bought a pair of scissors, and I love their little scissors, but they are big handled. I've got several pair of little scissors like this, but the little handles I have big hands, and so these are great. They're like a large pair of scissors. So, all right, enough about that, right? Put him aside. So, I think next, I really want some more black. I know that might sound crazy a little bit, but see, we're gonna put this leaf on here. This leaf is gonna be on the top eventually. So I really feel like it needs a little more contrast. I wanted to have a little bit of that fall look, but it needed a little bit of contrast. So we're gonna use this black ink, or black paint, I'm sorry. I do have some black ink. I guess I could have used that. But we're just gonna use this black ink. And I'm not real sure what I want to do with it, but I do know I want some contrast. So we're just gonna kind of lay this black paint down a little bit, because I want that to really kind of show off this beautiful, I mean, this leaf. I wish you could feel it is like velvet or suede. It's just, and it just had the most beautiful color. I saw that on the ground as I was hiking, and I was like, ah, you have fallen just for me. I love you, little leaf. Thank you, Lord, for sending that to me today. It was good. I had a great hike. It was a beautiful day. It got warm, but started early. We started early, so my hiking partner and I started early, so it was good. Okay, so you can see that this, you know, we kind of have covered some of that collage up, and that's okay. I mean, that's kind of what's so great about art journaling, is just continuing to layer and layer. And this literally, I mean, anybody can do this. That's what I love about it. How many times can I say that? I don't know, but it's just so much fun to just put these colors down. And here's what we're gonna do now. We're gonna take, I love splattered. I love the splattered look. Let me get my little cover page back so we don't splatter our other sheet over there. Lay you down. So we're gonna just take some of this black, and we're gonna splatter him just a, see, oh yes, that's nice, that's nice, that's nice. I like it. So we're gonna just fill that in and roll with it. That looks great. I mean, it doesn't look great. It looks like something that maybe your first grader has done. Let's be honest. But my brain right now likes this. And you know what? That's all that matters. I don't need permission from anybody to make art. And art doesn't have to look a certain way. As long as it makes the viewer, the artist, or the viewer happy, then that's really what matters. Oh, I've splattered myself. I pretty much have splattered everything when I do this. So we're gonna take a little bit of that gold, because I love it so much, and we're gonna do a little more splattering over that little contrast over that black. Okay? So there we go. All right, we're going to once again let this dry. Kind of plop that down a little bit, and then we'll be back. We are all dry here. I let it dry for quite a bit, and I thought I was going to be ready to put this on, but I'm feeling like it needs a little something, like maybe a little Posca. I don't know if it's Posca or Posca. I'm not sure. But let me tell you something. Love these. I have had white ones for a while. The white are very good. They're very opaque. And so I decided to get some colored Poscas, and so these are, I got 15. That's not one, it's just stuck in there, but several colors. I love the little lighter colors. They're just really nice on darks. So I'm feeling like I want just a few little marks. Just a few. Just gonna throw these on. Nothing too crazy. Not too crazy. Just a little mark. Just a little mark. How about some? I mean, I'm just making X's. It's nothing crazy, but I still, I don't know. I feel like it needs a little. I like to put something very bright, a little fluorescent, perhaps, on all my pages. So I'm digging. And I've got this fluorescent yellow that I could go for. And then I've also got, I'm trying to find this, I've got some fluorescent green, and I'm thinking that fluorescent green might look pretty. I can't put my hands on it right now. We're just gonna stick with the fluorescent yellow, I think. I typically like to have some pink, but I'm not really feeling pink. I don't know. Maybe just a little touch. Just a little touch of pink. A little hot pink action. Nothing major. Nothing too crazy. But I do think I want something just to brighten this up a little bit. So I'm going to put a little bit of this fluorescent yellow. Not much. It doesn't need much, but I just feel like it just needs a little something here. I'm going to just kind of go over those. And yes, I'm just finger painting here, because why not? I mean, it really does. I'm telling you, doing art journaling, it really does have a childlike feel. It's very satisfying, kind of like coloring is to me. It's very satisfying in the way that coloring is. I don't know. I kind of like just a little bit more, just maybe a little bit more pink. Let's just do just a little more pink. Just touch that on here, just a hair. Nothing too crazy. Yeah, like that. Okay, that's it though. That's it. We're not gonna get too carried away. Okay, so we're gonna let that dry, and I think I'm gonna move this. I'm gonna move this out of the way. I don't need you anymore. Set that over there. I'm gonna let this dry. I'm gonna try something crazy, okay? And I hope it works, because I don't want to mess up my pretty little leaf here. I'm gonna use this is a different point of the Posca. These are the thicker ones. They're a 1.8 to 2.5 millimeter. This one is a 0.9 to 1.3 millimeters. So it's a smaller one. It's a finer tip. So I'm gonna try this. Let's set this aside. Let's try it on this one. We're gonna try this and see if it works, okay? So you can see how that, let's try it. Oh yeah, that's working. We're gonna write fall. Into timber. I love this green. That looks like it's paint, but it's not. It was the leaf was like that. Okay. Oh, I'm gonna run out of space here on a, that's okay. We're just gonna do a little outline because I'm liking the way this is going on this leaf here. It's actually working better than I expected that it would. So we're just gonna roll with it, and then we're gonna let's get this. I'm gonna get this larger. Posca. Okay. And we're just gonna make some. You can just see how art journaling, you can just get so carried away with what you're doing and just go crazy. I mean, it truly is no rules art, and it will, I don't know, there is something about flipping through my art journal and seeing the pages that I've completed that just makes me so incredibly happy. So I'm gonna tell you, I don't know how this is gonna, I don't know how this Posca pen on these leaves, I don't know how that's gonna hold up. I mean, you know, it may fade. I don't know. We're gonna have it underneath this. I just have regular packing tape that I keep, you know, to ship back packages. So this is what I used on this other page, is just packing tape. So we're gonna try this and see how it does. We're back. It's dry. I actually used to speed things up, I used just a little heat gun. I think I got this on Amazon. It's just a little heat gun. You can pick these up for, you know, 15 bucks or so. I'm sure that there's better quality ones, but I'll tell you, if you use one, you know, you want to keep it moving because you don't want it to scorch your paper. So that's what it sounds like. So that's when you get impatient and you want to hurry things along, that's what you use. Okay, so also I've had another little idea. So this is a book page that's adjacent to this page that we're going to put this on, right? So I just thought this would be a fun little page to kind of, you know, just kind of the first little fall thing. And I mean, am I crazy about this background for this? I mean, it's okay. It's not my best work, but I mean, don't you love that tissue paper, that collage paper? I mean, this started out just as a white page, and that tissue paper on top of that paint, I don't know, it just, all the layers, I love that. So we're going to use the packing tape and put this on. But I also had another idea. So I think what I want to do is also, and some of these leaves have gotten too dry, but I think I'm going to make a little fold out using some more packing tape. So we're going to see how that goes. I'm not going to do that with this video because it's probably going to be too long, but I will, if I decide to do that, I'll make another little process video for that, and we'll see how that goes. So, all right, here we go with the packing tape. And what I think I will do is I think I'll tape this one down first. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna start here. We're gonna start here, and you want to try to get this. And see, I've already put a wrinkle in that, but that's okay. That's okay. So we're gonna flatten that out as best we can, and then we want to make sure that we overlap that last one or that first one, and we're just going to go right on. See? And we're going to do the same thing here. And then we're just going to do it. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and put this on there, and then we'll cover up the little stem at the end. So I'm trying to decide exactly where I want this. I think right here. So here we go. I'm going to go this way. Be sure and cover. Don't leave. Oh, that didn't turn out good at all. Oh, gosh. Okay, there we go. There we go. I'm glad I taped those in layers. I didn't do that with this one. I just taped over the whole thing. So this is really an experiment, friend. And just taking you along on a little experiment here into using fall leaves in your art journal. And I mean, I'm sure there's probably some kind of better tape than this that I picked up at the old neighborhood Walmart, but this is what we've got, and this is what we're using. Okay, so I'm going to cover that. And I think the key here is trying to get as much air out of this as possible. I'm going to put one more small piece up top because I feel like that didn't completely cover. Okay, so I'm going to take I have a little, it's actually a little Mod Podge scraper situation, and you could use a bone folder, I think, or just any kind of flat surface, because I just want to make sure that I get that as much air out of there as possible. Okay, so there we go. All right, that's what we've got. That's and I'm gonna say I'm not a fan of that shine, and I may put a little of the matte medium. I don't know if the matte medium would help with that shine, but I'm not a fan of that shine. But honestly, I mean, I love it. This is going to be, when I flip through here, what this does for me is this reminds me of today. And I'm going to date this, and I may do a little journaling, but this reminds me of the hike that I took today. And it was the first colorful leaf that I saw. And I picked it up. It was this one right here. It was a beautiful hike. It was a morning hike. It was a 4-mile hike. And it was just a good day. So when I look at this page, that will conjure up that memory for me. And for me, that is what art journaling is about. This, for instance, this page, I had kind of just collaged this background. This was some more Tim Holtz that I bought the other day, and I put a little color on her. I loved her. this was the day that the new Texas law was enacted, and I just felt like this kind of gave me the female feelings of the day. And this is just a little pocket that I made, and I journaled my feelings just on this little scrap piece of paper that I had and stuck in there. So, you know, this is what art journaling is for me, is just being able to get some thoughts, some feelings, some ideas on paper, and flipping back to it and just knowing what that day's feelings were. So thank you for joining me. If you haven't already, I would love if you would subscribe to my very new, very young YouTube channel and come back. Also, hop over to my website and subscribe to my 5 things happy mail. Goes out every week, and I will just fill your mailbox with just 5 things that I have found through the week that just make me happy and make me smile, and I just share them. That's all there is to it, really. So thank you for joining. Bye.